So when we're meeting clients for the very first time, there's usually some problems that we run into. So in your mind, picture you're meeting with a client, you've already set the meeting, and you're there in their office, you're on their turf, you're sitting across the desk. What are some of the problems we might run into there?
They may not fully understand everything that we can do.
So what do we normally do if they don't understand what we do?
Well, then that's the time to kind of go over some examples and give them all the different solutions that we're able to do.
Okay, sure.
Talk about customization, putting
Right.
our content in
Okay.
context.
What's another way we might deal with somebody that doesn't quite know what we do?
Well, I know my tendency is to jump right in and just want to try to explain and try to justify. No, this is what we do.
That is our natural tendency. So what we call those is misperceptions. And luckily, we have a plan on how to deal with misperceptions. So the first thing we want to do is we want to test. That is simply asking the client, what is your perception of us? What do you think of us? That way we're testing it. Because we want to deal with these things right off the bat. If there's an elephant in the room, let's get that elephant out of the room so that it doesn't become an objection in the future and potentially damage our pipeline. So after we test, then we're going to cushion. And a cushion is very simply, we hear that from time to time. Remember, cushions do not agree or disagree. They don't agree or disagree. So we're just going to cushion and say, we hear that from time to time. Then we're going to redirect. So in this, I'm just going to own it. If it's a misperception, sometimes we need to deny them depending upon the misperception. Sometimes we need to just own it. So we're going to do a sample in just a minute and we're going to own it. So you want to redirect them away from their misperception and get on track for some facts. And then we're going to do some enhancement. During enhancement, that is our time to expand and explain exactly what is our position. So for instance, what is your perception of Dale Carnegie training? One we hear a lot is, so you guys are those public speaking people, right? We're going to cushion. You know, we do hear that a lot. I'm going to redirect. We love to hear that because being the organization that helps professionals become more effective presenters to get buy-in with their ideas, that's a great space to play in. That's not all that we do. We specialize in enhancing cultures, employee engagement, leadership. Leadership is part of our bailiwick. And yes, we can still do some public speaking. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand and find a partner and practice our handling of a misperception. So please think of a misperception that you hear. Okay, please stand. Good. So what did you find out in handling your misperceptions?
Well, I like the idea of using the cushion.
Why a cushion?
It kind of sets a better tone for the rest of the conversation, and we don't want to make that person wrong.
Exactly right. We want to use our Dale Carnegie principles, do we not? And this is a Dale Carnegie principle. And we want to avoid a potential argument. We don't want to get into a back and forth with the customer. So this takes that tension out of it. One more, please. What did we find out through our practice of handling misperceptions?
I really liked the part where we could agree with them and then expand through the enhancement part. It gave me a chance to get to say what I wanted to say, which is what we really do, but still, address their issue.
That is so insightful. We don't want to run away from issues. We want to hit them head on, whether we're denying it because it's inherently false, or whether we want to own it because it's actually a reason to do business with us. Your misperception is why you should do business with us. So, as a commitment, this week, ask for their perception. Right off the bat, deal with that elephant in the room. How about a round of applause for our session? Thank you.